Welcome, dear student. I am Kanhaiya Jha, and this is again a lecture on public administration. And this lecture will be focused on Mary Parker Follett. She is a very important thinker in our first paper of public administration. But beyond public administration, this is she is actually a very renowned sociologist, even social worker, that actually turned the course of our civilization, even industrial course of action, because of her work, because of Mary Parker Follett thought and ideas. Later on, we actually witnessed the development of behavioral and humanitarian approach of management and other principles, so that we need to actually discuss in the light of that contribution made by Mary Parker Follett. Mary Parker Follett is sometimes regarded as a bridge, a linking pin, or we can say in geographical term, she was an isthmus between two parallel or two consecutive principles. The first one is actually classical theory of public administration, that actually classical theory actually was more or less very strict and tried to make this subject a science. But there were some kind of flaws and lacuna in classical theory, like they actually completely avoided the thing that organization works in human atmosphere in a society, and as a human being, person have even a different kind of emotion, feeling, sentiment. The work or performance of individual is actually the output of personal ability, experience, or even the condition of that person. This kind of humanitarian or behavioral aspect of organization man was later discovered by Herbert Simon, Chester I. Barnard. During this, both principles, classical and between this both principle, classical and behavioral, Mary Parker Follett actually has changed dynamics, has changed the entire thought process that were developing. Hence, even Peter Drucker, a renowned thinker, said that she is the prophet of management. In about Mary Parker Follett, Peter Drucker quoted that she actually was prophet of management, that actually viewed management differently, so that Peter Drucker acknowledged him as a guru. Later, Luther, Gulick and Metcalfe said that the idea, whatever given by Mary Parker Follett, was actually advance of her time. Actually, the idea of Mary Parker Follett was far ahead. Actually, what they said, what they actually put forth was not contemporary thought. Contemporary thought are actually based upon economy, efficiency, like efficiency of management and worker. Instead of that, she actually viewed organization as a social system, and by viewing or assuming that kind of organization, she actually propounded different theories later on. But prior to that, prior to the theory or the idea of Mary Parker Follett, we will just collect some information about her. She was an American social worker, even management theorist and political theorist, philosopher, and even a writer. She actually wrote different book, namely the Speaker of House of Representative, the New State, Creative Experiences, and finally the Dynamic Administration in 1951. Actually, the last book, the Dynamic Administration, is actually a composition of different essay that were written by Mary Parker Follett. So it is actually a collection of thought. The main and holistic idea of Mary Parker Follett can be deciphered from, or can be actually, we can say, arises in this text, from this text. Now come to the basic idea of Mary Parker Follett. This was actually kind of introduction, so don't be confused about this. Now let us keep in mind that every thinker of that time tried to explain different organizational practices differently. Among them, Mary Parker Follett also explained different organizational feature as she viewed. She actually propounded his theory in for different organization practices. She actually the major work of her on conflict. Second, after he explained the order, how order is being done or being followed. Thereafter, he explained coordination. Thereafter, power, authority, democracy, and also she actually criticized the then classical theory. So how can we inculcate idea about Mary Parker Follett is actually with this kind of flow chart or diagram. We can actually assimilate, inculcate whole idea of Mary Parker Follett with this diagram. Now one by one we will see how Mary Parker Follett gave his idea. The first and foremost thought, because of that Mary Parker Follett is very renowned, popular, is different way or different kind of conflict resolution. He suppose we will later discuss this picture, but as per Mary Parker Follett, conflict is a very natural phenomena of any organization. No organization can be said as conflict free. Whatever the effort can be made by management or even worker, conflict will arise. You can see how organizational conflict is depicted in this picture. Everywhere because of low increment or even payment related dispute or even leave related dispute, compensation related dispute, such kind of different kind of actually matter due to which conflict arises in general. But what Mary Parker Follett viewed, she viewed that conflict is neither harmful or nor it is actually wasteful. It is inevitable, and actually it is neither harmful nor wasteful. Rather, it is actually a result of differences of individual belief, individual thought. Suppose in an organization, for example, you can see here in organization different groups are associated, are seated here. They have different kind of values, different kind of requirement, different kind of need. So they actually require different kind of treatment. If such requirement is not fulfilled by organization, dissatisfaction rises in their their mind, and they again thereafter oppose companies' rule, regulation, and as a result finally conflict arises. Now in this particular picture we can actually correlate the entire conflict that is actually based on different view and thought and over process. Now what actually Follett believed that about this conflict is actually a opportunity for what? Opportunity to handle, opportunity for a new kind of resolution, that is called constructive conflict resolution. To take it positively and handle it wisely. If one actually try to resolve that kind of conflict from organization, then it would be possible that the organization will work smoothly and all the man and material would effort in a planned direction. To address the conflict, Mary Parker Follett said that there could be three different kind of way that can be used to address conflict, that can be used to resolve that kind of conflict. First one is actually domination. It means domination like this kind of victory. Domination refers a case where victory of one side over other. It means if a conflict arises between management and worker, in that case, in particular the case of dominance, either worker or management should give up their demand and one side would conquer with their demand. In that case, we can say it is actually the way of dominance. Look, actually the way dominance works is actually a way of suppression, the way of dissatisfaction. For example, Britishers, as for example Britishers, or we can actually take example from First World War, that Germany was defeated by friend nation US, Britain, or even USSR. But what later happened? Germany again emerged as a superpower, and they actually challenged that friendly countries, that that alliance nation. So dominance is not a permanent way to resolve a dispute, to actually handle a dispute. See, actually Mary Parker Follett, on the basis of that ground, said that this kind of dispute resolution shall not be beneficial for any organization. Another way to handle, another way to address the dispute is actually compromise. What is compromise? Compromise is a way where both party, whether it is management or whether it is group of worker, leaves some kind of demand or their aspiration, leave or surrender their aspiration, their demand. In that way, both actually agree upon a common ground, actually the ground where both anyhow satisfied to do work. But it is also not very prevalent, not very permanent kind of solution, because in compromise both party might feel suppressed, might feel oppressed. For example, LOC, line of control, was actually drawn between India and Pakistan. Both India actually urges that POK is part of Indian territory. Pakistan oppose this argument. Similarly, LAC is actually a compromise between China and India. What India is claiming? It is claiming that the Aksai Chin region occupied by China. So that what compromised actually is, compromised is not a permanent solution of any kind of dispute. In this point of view, we can say by analyzing such fact about conflict, Mary Parker Follett said that the best way of conflict resolution must be integration. What is integration? Integration is actually a new kind of solution, a new way to handle dispute. It actually will satisfy the need of both, whether it is management or worker. So it will actually, it would not actually hamper the interest of any stakeholder, neither it will actually suppress any group who is demanding. So as per Follett view, integration is the best way to resolve conflict. It actually looking to root out the grassroots, or we can say main cause of problem. It actually try to resolve the root cause of problem. Similarly, it actually provides a new value, new course of action, and on the basis of that integration, the process of integration, try to resolve dispute. So both stakeholder, both party will actually feel satisfy, feel that their demand is heard and fulfilled by other party, so that integration actually join or actually pool the idea or interest of both party and try to actually discover a new path. Suppose, for example, what is integration? I am giving a example for you. Suppose in case of, actually it is a quite generalized example, you can imagine or you can correlate it with easily. Suppose a temple or a mosque is disputed between two community, Hindu and Muslim. Both are actually rigid to actually for worship of their deities or their Prophet Muhammad. A district magistrate reached there and he suggested that government will provide both party a sufficient amount to relocate their place of worship from this disputed part or land. Sorry. If both party agree or actually follow the offer of that district magistrate, then actually it will be a new kind of practice where both religion will actually practice their religious belief differently. In that case, no such communal violence or anything will take place. Now, again, what Mary Parker Follett said that integration is not a sudden or we can say a spontaneous process, but it has to be followed wisely, and for that he said that for integration each side should recognize their real needs and make it before the organization or before different parties, so that it will actually open to all can actually understand what are the issue and concern over which this kind of dispute occurred. Second thing, all dispute have multiple dimension, and the management or one who is responsible for that dispute resolution should try to break dispute into different different part. Suppose one person of an organization is demanding for payment hike. Why such kind of demand was made by him? The first, it may be possible that the house rent of that employee was increased manifold, or it may be possible that the family or other kind of burden was increased, and due to that kind of financial burden he was not very able to tender his duty at the same cost. Hence he is actually looking to hike in payment. So if management aware with all such kind of their feelings, their issues, then he can actually develop a new kind of way to tackle that demand. For example, management will provide a house, will provide canteen facility or different kind of thing to ease the burden of that employee. So what actually Follett said, breaking down the whole demand into their constituent part. Again, examine the meaning and symbol what were used. and finally preparation of the response of other side. It means if the other stakeholder will not satisfy with that resolution, then in that case the management should actually prepared with another option to handle their demand. So this is the way how actually Follett tried to explain the conflict and their resolution. See, actually after that propounded that obstacle or several obstacle actually hampers integration process. For example, integration require high degree of intelligence, perceptions, brilliance, etc. to actually develop different kind of resolution or way. Similarly, most of the people have a tendency to dominate others, and this kind of tendency, or we can say colonial mentality, is completely against the way of integration. Similarly, most of the manager have tendency to seek power, and this kind of tendency actually is against the spirit of integration. Even if language is quite different, then integration process will hamper. So actually what Follett actually did is actually conflict resolution. He actually made conflict and conflict resolution a central topic in their writings, in their whole literature. Thereafter, MP Follett addressed order. Actually, traditional classical thinker like even Taylor, even Henry Fowell also said about order. Order is actually authorized direction or authorized command given by higher authority to their staff or subordinate. Classical or administrative thinker actually said that order is actually associated with particular post. Higher the post, higher authority must have to deliver order. But Follett view was quite different from earlier thinkers. Follett said that order is actually not actually most of the people in organization is actually against with cohesive order, with strict order. They actually with this kind of cohesive or strict bossed behavior, actually they feel dissatisfied, suppressed in any organization. No people likes order, likes rigid order to be followed. Now, what actually Follett said that order should be depersonalized. How it can be depersonalized? It means nobody gives order to nobody. Nobody gives order to nobody. How it can be possible? It is actually kind of hilarious concept. Nobody will go give order, nobody. But he actually pointed the role of situation. Follett said that order shall be given by order should be followed by the situation. If one have knowledge, expertise and ability to handle that situation, the person is actually entitled to issue an order. Suppose in a construction work, he is a chief engineer, and if any kind of confusion or any kind of anomalies arises, workers or we can say the engineer is actually able to tackle such kind of challenges smartly, and in the case as he is more intelligent, more brilliant, then he can give the order to its subordinate. So what actually Follett observed, that situation actually authorized a person to actually in fact deliver orders. Again, C highlighted that 4 steps should be followed during making any order. He also actually, we will discuss in more detail later. C actually said that one organization should avoid 2 more things, that is, much of bossism is in giving order. It means over bossism, over control should not be prevailed in any organization. And also he said that no giving order is also a bad practice. Now come to next point about Follett. After explaining the entire idea about conflict resolution order, she explain explain about coordination. As per Follett, coordination is actually a central part, or we can say a theme of any plan, theme of any national level policy or program. In absence of coordination, what we actually felt during 70 years, that our plan, policy or even schemes were failed due to actually absence of coordination. In that case, MP Follett highlighted that coordination is actually integral part of any plan and project. Suppose laborers are trying to actually develop a rail route, so that coordination among their works is required. If coordination is lack, in that case no such development will happen. So what Follett believed, that coordination is actually performed or starts with early stage. It means while mooting about the plan, one should also consider how management or admin will coordinate different kind of organization with that project or plan. It should be done by direct contact. Different stakeholder will actually consulted time to time for their work, for their duties, for their performance. Later, she said that it should be a continuous process. It means coordination cannot be that kind of process that occurs once in a week or once in a year. Rather, it is as important as daily work. so that it must be carried away as a continuous process. Again, she said that it is a reciprocal phenomena. It means all part of organization should be actually coordinated in a way to accomplish the the objective of organization. No part should be supposed to be inferior or can be avoided. Rather, all part should be actually coordinated to achieve the goal of organization. So this kind of thought was given by MP Follett. Again, the next idea of her was new concept of power. See, actually, it is quite different from that time period classical thinker. Power is actually almost untapped, unrevealed principle for that time. Follett actually said that there are two kind of power. The first one is power over. It means boss is actually authorized to actually give order, give directions to their subordinate. And the second thought that explain power is power with. It means collective power. Follett actually explained that power over is actually a coercive power that is against democratic setup or values. Suppose Britishers was used to exercise their coercive power, and what consequent of that use of coercive power was actually dissatisfaction among Indians, and ultimately Indian actually opposed that kind of power. So it is actually rejected by MP Follett. She said that the jointly developed coactive power shall be exercised. Jointly developed power means organizations should actually share power with their members. So in that case, a democratic way of power sharing can actually can be practiced in any organization. So you can actually correlate MP Follett with present circumstances, that how she actually viewed the concept of power, that is power, collective power or power sharing method, power with, we can say. So this kind of power sharing is actually best way to exercise power. But there is actually a challenge, there is actually a bottleneck, that power often power cannot be transferred to from one authority to another authority. So how can joint power can be exercised in organization? Mary Parker Follett said that if superior without sharing the power actually provide subordinate opportunity to develop their ability, develop a new kind of course of action, then it further lead to development of subordinate, and thereafter subordinate will more or less exercise a power to order or direct their subordinate. So in this way it can be possible by enhancing the ability of subordinate. Now, again, about authority and responsibility. Follett said that real or supreme authority is actually an obsolete concept. Authority is actually obsolete concept, and even delegation of authority is obsolete expression. As per her view, authority is actually belongs to the job and stay with the job. It actually one more thing that you must remember about MP Follett, that she differentiated between power and authority. A simple difference between power and authority is that power is just one-sided. Power refers the ability to make decision, to give order, or compel other to do their to follow their task. While authority have two dimensions. The first one is power and second one is legitimacy. It means one who has authority, the person also have legitimacy to exercise their power and authority. So authority is quite comprehensive. We will later discuss in our upcoming classes, and it actually accompanied with power and legitimacy. She advocated that functional authority should be followed in any organization. Authority derives from the function. If one is expert, one have ability to address the issue, then the person should be authorized to give order or execute the plan or policy. Merely having a superior post is not the guarantee of functional expertise. So that what Follett said, that one who is expert, who is actually wise, who has knowledge, the person can be authorized for any work. So similarly, he actually explained the idea about responsibility. Again, last thing, leadership. Follett actually explained leadership as a ability, as a trait of an individual to affect other behavior. Look, this kind of thought about leadership was not given yet, and thereafter this concept was propounded by different thinker. So we can say that Follett was first that described or that discussed about leadership. She said that leadership cannot be confined or limited at the top level of organization. Rather, it may be dispersed or spreaded at everywhere. Those who have knowledge about organization, those who have knowledge about conflict resolution, that could be a leader of that organization. She actually gave three kind of leadership. The first one is leadership by position. It means one who hold the specific position could be a leader. In general, we can say top bureaucrats are considered as a leader by position. Second, leadership of personality. Those who have charismatic kind of personality can be a leader of their personality. For example, our political leader. But what Follett said, that the functional leadership of function that have expertise of function can be accepted, can be followed by myriad number of follower. So actually she actually defined leadership or correlated leadership with the specific function of organization. In the way she actually gave a different kind of idea, different set of principle. Some of them were actually were discussed earlier, but prior to her, whether it is Taylor or even Max Weber or even Henry Ford, all such thinker explained order, command, authority. Follett was not very earlier to explain such idea. But what was the difference is Follett actually explained the idea in context of their situation, in context of their social aspect, in context of human behavior. So in this way actually she merged the earlier principle with society, with human aspect. Now at last she actually is very relevant even today. In that perspective, you can easily correlate her idea with modern organization. If organization shares its power with their employee, then employee will feel that there is a participatory management prevail in organization. If conflict is actually addressed by a constructive idea, is actually handled with the visionary idea, our even democratic issue can be solved in a different way, and it will actually be a new way to handle social issue, so that we cannot undermine the contribution of Mary Parker Follett, and we even admire her contribution. So in this way, how we can actually inculcate the idea how Mary Parker Follett contributed. So in upcoming classes we will discuss more about Mary Parker Follett and even more about other thinker. So hopefully you actually understand the idea of Mary Parker Follett, and the video I hope so is beneficial for you. So thanks for watching. We will actually cover other topic in upcoming classes.